Hello, I'm Dale Petrock. This morning I went out early to the range because it was a exceptionally nice day here in south central Indiana and there was no appreciable wind blowing. There's always a little breeze, but nothing substantial. And so I had a chance to shoot my CZ 457 varmint MTR at 100 yards and test across 6 different kinds of ammo to see how each would do with a A-33 Target, which is what's used for F or G class, F being prone and G class being shot from a bench, 100-yard small bore shooting. And so I took SK rifle match, SK pistol match special, Lapua Center-X, Eley Team, Eley Target, and Norma Tac 22. And for each one of those, I used, again, that target and shot one sighter to get everything kind of, one sighter target to get everything kind of lined up, and then shot two bulls for score, 10 shots per bull. The sighters are unlimited, and I had cleaned the gun before this morning, so this morning we started with a clean rifle. I'll post the order of what ammo was shot and also the rank in terms of scores overall for what was obtained from those kinds of ammunition. There was no real surprise, I don't think, in terms of the outcome, and you'll kind of see that. So in terms of the process, I started by shooting SK rifle match, and it started off fairly low. Usually cold bore, etc., is usually high and to the right, but for whatever reason, this batch of rifle match started low, and it took me a while to kind of get it dialed in. Part of it was, of course, needing to foul the gun, and part of it was needing to sight the gun. And so getting that initial fouling in and sighting is what you see on the sighter target for SK rifle match. From there, then the first target was shot, and it was a 94. And as you can see, when I put a quarter up for reference, how it did pretty well. There is 2 X's, and SK rifle match target 1 did what you see there. The second target I had more trouble with, and I'm not sure why. Sometimes rifle match for me in this rifle shoots well, and other times it does not. The second target did not do as well. Obviously, most of the scores are within the 9 or 10 ring. The 10 ring is an inch approximately, and the 9 ring is approximately 2 1/4 inches. So the great majority of these are easily within that 9 ring range. I have no idea. Every once in a while, SK rifle match just does one of these flyers on me, and I have no idea what accounts for it. It just didn't. I have no way to know. The next thing I shot, and the sighter is kind of here, is SK pistol match special. And what you see is me just getting it dialed in. It shoots higher than rifle match, and so it took me a while to get it kind of dialed down to where I wanted it to be. I went too far and had to come back up, those kind of things. This is one of the better shot targets of the day for the first one. And again, you see that quarter for reference. Essentially, all but a couple are within that 10 ring, and it grouped really well. SK pistol match special does a pretty good job most of the time from the rifle. Every once in a while, it acts up. It's all, like all center fire or rimfire ammunition, it's lot dependent. Now, as I understand it, SK pistol match special is the downgrading of ammo made by SK that didn't make long range matches qualifications, and it becomes pistol match special. So it's in that vein. Second target, again with the quarter for reference, we see a 94. Again, quite strong. I then moved on and shot Center-X. Center-X shoots pretty close, or this lot of it does anyway, to where pistol match special was shooting, so I didn't have much problem getting things kind of dialed in. And we'll see that with the first target, it did very, very well. One of the better targets of the day, 96 with 3 X's. Center-X actually performed best in terms of the number of X's, and I'll have all this stuff on the screen if it hasn't been already up there in the B-roll. So we see that Center-X performed pretty well. Second target, here we shot a 92, and again, I had these 3 that just dropped low, and I'm not sure what accounted for that. Normally I don't get that kind of performance from Center-X, so I don't know if it was something I did or just and didn't notice it, or if just had 3 odd rounds in that particular group. I then moved on, and in the Eley line, Team is part of the 10X brand. It goes 10X, match, and then Team. Much like in Lapua, we see exact, Midas Plus, and then 10X. So this is essentially the equivalent, the Eley equivalent of that third tier, same as Center-X, only this is in the Eley line. Here's the sighter target. It did fine. It took me a while to bring it. It was a little higher than Center-X, and so I had to come down. Here I had some horizontal stringing that was taking place, and I'm not sure why. It's 92. A great deal of it was in that 10 and 9 range. The second target, or the first target, I don't remember the order exactly, was also one of the better targets, matching the 97 we talked about previously. And you see all of it fundamentally being within that kind of order size area for the most part. I then tried Eley Target. Eley Target is a struggle for me with this rifle. It doesn't consistently do what I expect it to do. Given that it is not as inexpensive as I would like it to be for how it shoots, I'm often disappointed in the outcome. And so it took me a bit to get it centered in. In fact, I had to try, I kept losing where it was hitting, and so I had to try a second round and use the blue 1-inch square as a reference point for the second set. Target 1 from that had an amazing number of, had 4 X's that it pulled off in the 93, but a great deal of it just scattered around as well, and I'm not sure why. This is the better of the targets with Eley Target. The second one is more common to what I see with Eley Target when I shoot, and that is that it's kind of scattered everywhere. It doesn't group tightly at 100 yards for me. Then lastly, for reference, because I've shot, and you can see other videos that I've posted using TAC-22 to kind of get a reference. Here's the sighter target where I brought it in. Target 1, which was a 92, about where I would expect. Again, with TAC 22, I get these flyers, and I can't account for it. They just show up, much like they just kind of randomly appear. The second target was a little better, and is also fairly consistent with what I've done before with it. If you look at the other videos, and that is, it was a 92 with a couple of X's. To be an X, you have to be inside the 10 without touching the outside edge. So while there were about 4 10 shots there, they weren't considered X's because they were touching the edge in this particular case. And so from these 6 kinds of ammunition, we see total scores that range from 191 for SK Pistols Match Special, 189 for Eley Team, 188 for Lapua Center-X, 186 for Norma Tac 22, 184 for Eley Target, and the worst of the bunch was SK Rifle Match at 183. When we look at X's, we see the number of X's being highest for Lapua Center-X, which was 6 X's, followed then by Eley Target, and then we see SK Rifle Match. So there's some potential that is suggested by perhaps SK Rifle Match that I didn't realize with this particular set. Highest scoring particular targets, we saw a 97 that it took place for SK Pistol Match Special, and another for Eley Team, then a 96 for Lapua Center-X. And so those were kind of the high scores in terms of individual targets. What follows will be a series of videos that shows me shooting these targets using my target camera. And so if there's any questions, please let me know. I will probably have speeded up the target camera footage because otherwise it's long and tedious, but if somebody wants uncut footage, just let me know and I can certainly supply that as well. May all your shooting be X's, and have a good day.
Ini